Test, 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 test. Even streaming. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, let me just. Even streaming. Right? It works. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me just share this everywhere I can. Yeah. Going to post this in a few places. Everyone here. Send. Okay. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Why there isn't any. Hello there. Um. Hey there, guys. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, okay, the stream is good. The stream is good. It's alive for now. It's alive for now. Let me just readjust this. Yeah, I hate playing Hearts 4 actually, just because of this. It takes forever to load up. It took me an hour and a half to set up the stream. I shit you not. From putting on the game to other sort of stuff. I've been alright. I've been alright. Had my ups, had my downs, but so far so good. Um, just to the game options on the game here, and I think I want an auto save yearly, not every half a year. Apply. Oh wow, studying constitutional law. Back with that, constitutional law was in my first year. It was good. Oh oh wait, is it? Wait, wait. Is it off? Is it on or off? Okay. This is the curse of my streams. They never go my way. Well, good luck with studying. As for the stages of the Arab world and the world, I'm going to talk about it in a bit. I just want to get things set up. I actually wanted to make a music mod for Arab revolutionary music, Nasserist music, but didn't pull it off for one reason or the other, unfortunately. So we're going to have to not go with music for a while. I'm going to fix it in a bit, but for now, let's just start the game and I guess I'm just not going to do anything about these guys. There's no reason to. Uh, yeah, Hearts 4 is very tricky to play recently on my laptop because my laptop isn't in its best fucking shape, and I'm figuring it out as I go. So this stream might end up being a disaster for all I know, but it's alright. So Yemen is going to take a while until it starts picking up. It's going to be a boring first stream, probably until the civil war kicks in. Until then, I want to invest more into construction. Alright, it's a little bit slow. Apologies. As for military factories, I'm going to build guns. Just lots of guns. And for I just guns are all that I need, pretty much. just keep stockpiling them. And as for my civilian factories, I want to build land forts. Oh my god, come on, don't be so slow. I want to build land forts around here. The front lines that our country will get in this civil war. Oh my god, you couldn't shit. Okay. Right, so this is going to be roughly our borders. These are roughly our future borders. And I want to fortify them as much as possible before war breaks out. Now I could be wrong and I could be fortifying I could be wrong and fortifying enemy positions. I'm not really sure. Okay, why is my stream acting strange? It should be going good. What the hell is going on? Why is my stream acting weird? Oh, for fuck's sake, I hate this shit. It's my internet connection. Anyway, okay, so now we unpause the game and let it go. Oh my god, this is gonna take for fucking ever. Every single time it tries to load and reload, and this is sickening. I'm already sick of this stream and I haven't even started it. I know I complain a lot, but you're not in my seat, my very not so comfy seat. So you can't realize how much of an annoyance this is. Oh my god, just see, like, the game isn't even starting. The game isn't even starting. And my internet connection is bad to the point I don't know if my stream is actually working or not. Like, that's the problem here. See, that's a large problem for me. It's still not working. It's still crying out loud. Oh my god. Alright, let's right. Yeah, the game is not even working. What kind of shit is this? The clock isn't even moving. Oh, damn it. Piece of shit. Work. Work. That's why I don't like playing Arts Final 4, because all of these new updates, all of these new mods and stuff, it's unplayable on my laptop. I did manage to play Communist Yemen just fine during the Civil War, but that's because I didn't have OBS in the background and I didn't have Google open in the background, so I could, actually uh, stream. And I think the idea of playing some music in the background is not going to happen. It's literally nuke the stream. Forget about the stream. It would nuke me and my laptop. It would blow up in my face. So let's just get it started softly. Yeah, there we go. The clock is moving very slowly, might I add, but it should get fast. It's getting fast. Okay, okay. For example, a mod like Cold War Iron Curtain is literally unplayable to me. It's unplayable. I tried to play it, I can't play it. It takes 2 hours to open up, and it sucks the soul out of me just to open the focus trees. It's I'm not going to be able to play it. I need a stronger laptop or a PC or something, and that's something that I do not have right now. So I'm just going to, all right, just uh, apparently scrolling in and out actually kind of helps. Is this makes it faster? Game options. Let's go to audio. Increase the effect volumes and ambient volumes because I don't have music playing around. Well, I don't want to play Victoria 2. I tried it once. I didn't like it. It just has too many things going around. I'm not going to waste my life. I'm not going to waste hours of my life. Right. So the state of Yemen. In his first address to the people of Yemen since November of last year, President Kahtan has now given a live television address to the nation, aiming to reassure a tired and weary nation. In his address, the president spoke of unity, demanding that all people of Yemen see one another as their brethren, as intended by Allah, and to support the government in its endeavors of continuing reconstruction, whilst pleading with the nation to unite and view one another as brethren. The president soon after contradicted himself as he made mention of the seditious elements within the south of the country that seek to destabilize the nation and bring about an era of chaos. Finishing his speech, the president attempted to assure the population that despite the lack of support from the American Republic, continued resistance of the government, and stagnating economy, the new decade would be one of prosperity for the nation. However, despite this address, both the president and the republic remain aware that the future of Yemen remains uncertain and that any chance of reconciliation is slowly disintegrating, with it only being a matter of time before crumbling towards a better Yemen. So here's the situation of Yemen. South Yemen, the communist regime there, managed to unify the country, saying this is a Soviet victory. However, the American Republic, heir to the United States of America, supported a northern conservative uprising, and they managed to take over. Now, the situation in Yemen is interesting to see because, oh my god, if sometimes the game just stops for a reason and say, oh my god, it's because it's not responding and it's loading up. I can't choose any national focus right now, but basically, we have memories of the Yemeni civil war. Our country has suffered so much over the last few decades, with division and radicalism run amok, wreaking havoc upon our country. The wounds of the latest civil war still run fresh, and those wounds have yet to heal. Time mends them all, however, so we have to keep a stable hand on the wheel until the people have moved past the tragic events. What is it, Smiley? What is it? What is it? What is the thing that's bothering you? The curtain is moving because there's wind? Well, no shit, Sherlock. It moves because there's wind. It's not a fucking ghost. For supposedly a smart breed of birds, you are a fucking idiot. I love you though. You're a good boy. Anyway, as I was saying, we have a southern guerrilla war. In the east of our country, far from the capital of Sana'a, the remnants of the socialists are still around, waging a war of resistance from the villages and towns of the region. They have proven unreasonably tenacious. Despite the best efforts of our armed forces, we have been unable to dislodge them completely, and to this day they remain a thorn in our side. While they are contained now, further measures must be taken to stop the socialist. We have Muhammad Kahtan. You can actually pause the stream later on and read this. Troubles in Hadramaut. Today, at exactly 6 o'clock in the morning, several outposts of our armed forces were under attack by guerrilla militias of the Yemeni Socialist Party, whilst our soldiers managed to fight bravely and repel them in the coastal urban areas, particularly at the town of Al-Ghaida, near the border of Oman. Several towns in the inland desert had to be abandoned with their garrisons falling back to more defensive positions. With this, the remaining pro-southern forces have dealt a major blow to our efforts in pacifying the region. It has been reported that the remaining rebels from today's attack have retreated across the border to the Omani Dhofar Desert. The Omani government has attempted to remove these rebels from the Dhofar Pass. Their armed forces have continuously failed to capture the elusive Ali Salim al-Baid, I think, and other leading figures within the Yemeni Socialist Party. Now, it is only a matter of time before the southern rebels regain their strength and continue terrorizing the inner state of Yemen further their movement. So, instability has begun. Now, the state of the Arab world. As you can see, the Arab Islamic Republic is run by none other than Gaddafi, who is going to go into a shitfest, a civil war, soon enough. And I'm not sure who we will support, whether we're going to enter our own as we are going to do our own civil war. But yeah, Gaddafi rules and Tunisia. As for Iraq, it is run by the Ba'ath Party under none other than, come on, hold up, Saddam Hussein. The United Arab Republic still exists under Isam Sharaf. I have no idea who that guy is in real life. uh, you know, people who are in this game don't uphold the same positions they had in real life. So yeah, the UAR still exists, and there's the possibility of an Arab civil war. Lebanon is under President Emil Lahoud. God bless him. I really love this guy. Under him, there was a lot of reforms in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Too bad he's no longer president. The Republic of Jordan. Uh, uh, well, I won't read all of this. But, Jordan is a republic, and Palestine exists. It's called the Confederation of Palestine. So I guess that's a good ending. Oman is still run by Qaboos. Saudi Arabia is run by the House of Saud. Bahrain is occupied by Iran, who is a liberal Islamic republic. Yazov is dead in the Soviet Union. Qatar is run by the House of Athani. And the UAE are communists. Sudan is Nasserist. Somalia, and Putin is the new term. Somalia is Islamic Socialist. I think this guy was what was his name again? Ziad al-Bar, brother-in-law, his brother-in-law. Djibouti is a military dictatorship. Algeria is run by Trotskyists. Morocco still has a monarchy. Mauritania is part of the West African Union. There's a lot of socialists here and there. Apparently, apartheid remains in South Africa, despite the fact that communism triumphed in this world. Korea is united. The Soviet Union. Europe is red, except for Spain. Portugal is a republic run by socialists. Spain is a kingdom. Turkey is a republic against Soviet Union. Kurdistan is a thing. Greece is, revolutionary socialist at odds with Soviet Union, the UK, Ireland, and Ulster. I think Allende's daughter is in charge in Chile. And California over here is communist. Here, sock dams and anarchists. These guys are the crazies. And here you have Edward Spencer doing his whatever fucked up shit. That's the United States of America. It's no longer united. That makes sense that the apartheid state would entrench itself in the face of their allies becoming socialist. Yeah, but wouldn't under immense pressure they would collapse. Anyway, assembly. With Parliament finally reconvening after the suspension at the end of the last year, Prime Minister Ali Mohsen Al Ahmar attempted to inform Parliament of the reforms that would be made to the nation over the coming year. However, such attempts were quickly shut down when the unofficial leader of the outlawed Yemeni National Front, an independent member of Parliament, Najib Kahtan al-Sha'bi, spoke out against the Prime Minister and the President, stating that the economic reforms did not go far enough and that any meaningful recovery would take years under these new reforms. Sha'bi demanded the act of reformed and that all members of parliament have a say over the specifics of this bill. Having received support from elected members of the National Coalition and General People's Congress, Parliament was once again brought to a standstill with the Speaker of the House, Sadiq Al-Ahmar, having to demand the removal of Sha'bi following his continued disregard for parliamentary procedure. As the parliamentary session collapsed into chaos, the Prime Minister withdrew from the Parliament. Oh, for fuck's sake! Leaving the Speaker. Alright, the stream is back. The Prime Minister withdrew, leaving the Speaker of the House to deal with the fallout of Sha'bi's comments and restore order to the session. For fuck's sake. This is so slow. Like the whole Yemen thing is so slow. This stream is not going as hoped at all. Effects of not everywhere is run by communists. Some places are not. So it'd be interesting to see which side Putin goes on. Maybe he will collapse the country. Who knows? But yeah, Austria and Germany are united. Yugoslavia exists barely. Our dear Chavez is in Venezuela. Colombia is run by. Yeah, Peru is run by Fujimori's daughter. And basically, over here, there's basically a bunch of social democrats, like, except in the Union of Ghana, they're Leninists. But they're largely social democrats or liberals or progressive socialists. Some places are still resilient to change. Central America is unified under Daniel Ortega and the FLNC. Let's see different countries here, like Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. Panama is centrist. Belize is communist, Christian socialist. Oh, interesting. Guatemala, unfortunately, is a nationalist country. Spain is Christian right wing. It's Christian right wing, but it's a Comic Con observer. Interesting. These guys are members of Comic Con. Let's have a quick look. Republic of Arizona. Old Social Union, old American Democrats. Arizona is really a fucked up place. So here. Texas, American Republic, Union of Illinois, West Union. The Great Lakes Republic has some content recently. Republic of Montana is run by the fascists. The Republic of Utah, and then you have the American People's Commonwealth. It's worth to note, which I found it odd, is that Washington D.C., despite being surrounded, is uh, still controlled by the American Republic. The weird thing is that Washington D.C. is such a cosmopolitan area, you know. I think there's even uh, a museum for Palestinian history there, or so I hear. Protests in Aden. Today, members of the recently established Popular Revolution took to the streets to protest against the government and President Kahtan's continued presidency. Gathering under the banner of freedom for all citizens, the protesters walked through Aden, where demands were placed upon the government to re-establish free elections, tackle government corruption, and repeal the ban on several socialist and opposition parties. Spearheading these protests was the prominent woman and human rights activist Tawakkul Karman, who has remained a constant thorn in the side of the president since the establishment of her movement 1 year ago. Having reached the Abban Mosque, Karman spoke to an excited and agitated crowd where she strongly denounced the limited opportunities women receive in Yemen, calling for gender equality and civil liberties among a whole list of other outrageous demands. With police ordered to disperse the so-called Iron Lady and her followers, the protest ended with minor clashes between supporters of Karman and riot police. While several were arrested, Karman herself managed to escape, where she has now fled Aden in preparation for tomorrow's demonstration. Another day, another protest. Canada exists. And rest in peace, Princess Diana. Scorch Banners, a mod that I was working on, and eventually became lead dev of House of Fire and 4 and Republic of Alaska. It what was I saying? Oh yeah, Princess Diana could have become the Queen of England. And yeah, Najibullah leads the DPRA. He's part of the Warsaw Pact. Good for you. India is run by Rajiv Gandhi, but they will get an uprising by the Naxalite soon enough. Burma is run by Buddhist socialism, but soon enough they'll have their own revolution, and Bangladesh is run by Islamic nationalists. The Republic of China is Maoist. Mongolia is a thing. DPRK is a thing. And Japan is free, and Taiwan exists as well. State of Papua New Guinea is socialist to an extent. There's the Australian Confederation, and that's this crazy guy having his own dictatorship in New Zealand. You have these French islands that the French should have decolonized. Fiji, yeah, these syndicalism, Samoa. Oh, what happened to Hawaii? Hawaii is led by Tulsi Gabbard. Yeesh. Have these different islands have different governments. Is that Okinawa? No, that's Iwo Jima. Marshall Islands. What's this? It's the Republic of Hawaii. No, Hawaii has quite a few islands. It's these guys, I'd say they're under Ecuador. Let's look into the Caribbean. Rising Eagle, yeah, this is basically uh, the real life but as seen by these guys. The guys living in Red World. So it's centrist populism. Yeah, socialism haven't reached these parts yet. Puerto Rico is occupied by the American Republic. French Caribbean here, and yeah, not much progress. Grenada is Leninist. Trinidad and Tobago is syndicalist. So there should be some kind of floor for this. So who rules the Bahamas? Pacifist. And Cuba is led by Raul Castro. All of this, we practically checked almost every single fucking country except for Africa, and we still don't have the Civil War. We still don't have the Civil War in Libya. So for now we wait. Angola, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, Mozambique, like the anti-apartheid belt over here. Scientific side of Islam. The grand ceremony in the Al-Imam University of Sana'a, Sheikh Abdul Majid Zindani, prominent Islamic scholar and co-founder of the Al-Islah Party, unveiled his new book titled The Scientific Side of Islam, a collection of texts written by our theological founder. As Zindani explains how the Islamic religion and scientific theory can coexist in harmony. He further discusses how the Book of Allah is a collection of human understanding of the world, giving a base for contemporary scholars to observe and interpret the natural world. Considered to be a massively charismatic imam amongst his students, several thousands of copies of the book have already been ordered to be shipped all across Yemen and beyond. This is despite accusation by the opposition that Zindani is a proponent of Islamic fundamentalism, terrorism, and calls for further civil restrictions. While our official stance is vehement denial, some concerns do linger about suspected links to Islamic terror groups operating covertly in our country. Regardless, his power is limited with our moderate faction in control, which we would seek to maintain, lest more dangerous men take control of our nation. Interesting read, Sheikh Zindan. Chad, yeah, different African countries, different. I wonder where Benin is. Burkina Faso. Here's Benin, Togolese Republic. I think Burkina Faso is. So around here somewhere. Central African Republic has Bokassa's son, Bokassa the second. Ah, I was doing well. As you can see, fucking waiting for the civil war to turn. That's what's happening. Uh, let's check Sri Lanka. And let's check Seychelles. The Seychelles are led by this guy. Funny enough, the Seychelles was led by a third world Marxist-Leninist party during the Cold War that turned into a social democratic party after the Cold War. And it was run by a French guy. So it's interesting. It was an interesting concept. The Greeks. So yeah, just waiting for civil wars to erupt everywhere. In the meantime, let's check our national focus. Let's check our national focus tree. Somebody please stay in the damn stream and keep me entertained before I slam my head against the wall. I wish to be playing Nostalgia right about now. But I think once the war starts, so yeah, when it comes to the Yemen focus trees, so first of all, it's all locked, except for this when the civil war starts. These little focuses. Then you have to restore the national order. And then you can go with which side you want to go. And 9/11 happened, but on May Day. And after that, you basically can go down through global diplomacy and go down the line of whatever side you have chose after the Civil War. That's not our goal. Our goal is to go with the Nasserist. Therefore, we're going to go with the Arab Republic of Yemen once it pops up. If it pops up, that is. Oh, the construction of our defensive line is going along nicely. Where are we with it now? Oh, we're here. But basically, this is the region we'll be controlling. Oh, wait. This area is not for us. Okay, yeah, I'm in the clear. So this state, this state, this state, and this state are not for us. We will be controlling here. Oh, wait a second. We'll be controlling this side over here, all the way to here, surrounding the capital city, which is its own. Um, it's its own state. And Slobo died. Well, rest in peace. So, what's up, Putin? There's actually uh, I heard there will be rework for the Soviet Union as well as stuff for Spain, so that'd be interesting. I really wish a lot of things had changed when it comes to the United Arab Republic because they kind of don't make sense as of now. Anyway, once we start the civil war, we can actually talk about and discuss a lot of things such as the Arab Vanguard. So he's not yet assassinating Gorbachev. He didn't control the KGB. Basically, go with Tsar Putin. It's really wacky. The far right claims responsibility for May Day. Bruh. Sada offensive. This is an interesting. This is an important event. In an effort to further weaken the Houthi militias concentrated within the Saada province, President Kahtan has today authorized the beginning of a military strike aimed at wiping out the Houthi militia. Since al-Islah election in 2005, the Houthi movement has remained a clear target to the president who had attempted to eradicate the movement in 2006 with the assassination of Hussein Badruddin al-Houthi. However, such attempts only further emboldened their movement and solidified the Houthis as an opponent of the president and his government. With the President having visited the front lines personally, shaking the hands of several of our leading military generals, many within the cabinet have expected this campaign to be a quick and simple affair for the well-trained Republican Guard, led by Member of Parliament Ahmad Saleh. However, some doubts have been raised by Saleh himself, who has noted the historical importance of the region to the Houthi movement, believing that the Zaidi stronghold will not be as simple to take as many asserted. Despite this, the offensive has now been authorized and fierce fighting has begun across the southern province. Yemen and Allah will be with you, my men. And yeah, death of Gorbachev was found dead with two bullets in the back of his head. But yeah, the civil wars tend to be a very fucking slow buildup. Like in the UAR or in Yemen, it's very slow. Even now, it seems to be slow for it to happen in Libya. I guess maybe this first stream would be just about these events leading up to the civil war, and the next stream would be about the war. But and Tunisia declares independence. Now shit will hit the fan in Libya. And Tunisia is a communist country. Let's look at our parties for a second. So we have Al-Islah. Militia leaders succeed. The puppet outlives. Leaders succeed Harold Covington. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's do some research. When it comes to this, I think the research we do as the Republic of Yemen translates to the other countries that we play as during the Civil War. So let's build new equipment. Let's see. Yeah, the fascists are still in Montana. That's a disappointing stalemate. Despite ample preparations, leftover American equipment, and an overwhelming degree of manpower, the offensive into Saada has bogged down, facing surprisingly heavy resistance from Houthi fighters. While Republican Guard divisions have successfully liberated several border villages, most of the standard forces were beaten back along several fortified positions, sustained heavy casualties. Saada city itself saw particularly heavy fighting, but the Houthis held on, despite large amounts of damage being dealt to the city. Heated debate has sparked among High Command about the ineffectiveness of our armed forces against these ragtag militias. Saleh himself was reportedly furious at the failure to capture the governorate, having stormed out of the meeting after berating those in attendance for not believing his assertion that the region would be near impossible to capture. Whatever the case may be, the Houthis did not budge as easily as we had hoped. With the offensive ended along the current lines, the conflict will likely drag on for much longer with no resolution in sight. Disappointing is the least you could say about that. That is true. This is a fucking disaster. So let's look a little bit at our party. So we have Al-Islam. So let's go from further right to further left. The Salafi movement, led by Zidani, fascists. Islamic People's Congress, led by Ahmad Saleh. House of Rashid. Then the Ba'ath Party. Now that the Ba'ath Party can actually reach power in this mod. We have Al-Islah, which is National Conservative, National Coalition, Centrist, Popular Revolution, which is liberal. Then you have the Yemen National Front, which is New Democrat, YSP Moderates. You have the Nasserists, Nasserist Unionist People's Organization. Oh my god, wait a second. Okay, wait a second. If this party is the one that I know about, then something just happened in Libya. Saleh critiques our government. Fears at the recent failures in Saada, Ahmad Saleh has given scathing interview on state television, claiming our government is run by incompetent fools who can't even rule a village properly in their life depended on it. He said if he was in charge, Saad would have fallen in a day. Claims have already been dismissed by the president and his cabinet, who have stated the reason the Saada offensive ended in a stalemate was due to the Republican Guard's own inaptitude and lack of recognition of the circle importance of the region to the Zaidi faith. However, the president's statement quickly backfired as several generals revealed that it was indeed Saleh who had demanded the government to consider the historical importance of the Sada province and how this would affect the morale of the Houthi militia. Now, with the parliament descending into chaos as members of the General People's Congress have denounced our government as liars and traitors, people have taken to the streets to support Saleh demanding the resignation of the president and his government. Damn you, Saleh! Let me just check something. Something important. Because if this is the same party that I have in mind, that this is exactly the Nasserists that I hoped I'd get in this game. So I'm going to open the Arab Vanguard book, go down to the last chapter, to the organizations that has been created, 300 and something. Just need to scroll a little bit to find the list of parties. Here it is. التنظيم الوحدوي الشعبي الناصري. The Nasserist Unionist People's Organ. Oh my fucking fuck. Excuse the profanity, but these guys, yeah, these guys are authentic Nasserists. These guys were founded by the Arab Vanguard. The Arab Vanguard being a secret revolutionary organization founded by Abdel Nasser in 1965. And it was aimed at creating cadres that would support the revolution all across the Arab world as a single united. As you can see, the events for Libya descending into civil war has been removed apparently. Multiple events that will fire over here, so that's less annoying, I guess. But basically, the Arab Vanguard, it spread throughout the Arab world. So while not civil war in Libya erupted. I'll show you factions in a bit, but well, they didn't really manage to break in Tunisia, Algeria, or Morocco. They had a branch in Mauritania, they had in Libya, they had in the Gulf. Not aware of anything in Saudi Arabia. They had a strong one in Lebanon, and a strong one, and a very strong one in Yemen. To the point it kind of did its own thing for a while, and then returned to the broader organization. They had in Syria and Iraq as well. A good path in that world, moderate socialist path, Bashar leading a reformed Arab Union. Actually, no, 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 no. It's not that. A good path for Syria is for the Ba'ath convention to descend into chaos. And then the grandson of Abdel Nasser takes over Syria and starts his conquest, unify the Arab world and Africa in an Afro-Arab Union. Now that's an interesting one. But moderate socialist path, Bashar leading a reformed Arab Union. I doubt there's a moderate socialist path for Bashar. It's either National Bolshevik or he's a fucking, what's it called? King. King Bashar the First. Yeah, the Arab vanguard in Yemen was very strong. And to the point that the president of Yemen. Oh, there is? Then I'll have to check it for myself. Check the focus tree to see what's up with that. But the assassinated president of Yemen in 1977, what was his name? Ibrahim something. Ibrahim something, hold on, Ibrahim al-Hamdi. Ibrahim al-Hamdi was a Nasserist president of Yemen, and many regard him as someone who was trying to actually establish a progressive state in the Yemen Arab Republic, which was known as Yemen. If you want, I can send you the path later. Well, that would be interesting. I doubt I would actually play it because, I just want to do the Nasserist path in Yemen and just forget about Hearts of Fire and 4 for a while, but we'll see how it goes. But yes, he even was contacted by the Arab vanguard in Yemen, and he was brought in front of a secret convention or secret meeting, and he swore allegiance to the vanguard. So basically, the Arab vanguard had a president of a republic as a member. Okay, and the Arab vanguard is supposedly the authentic Nasrists, the guys that the group that was geared into spreading the true Nasrist line in the Arab world as as a united socialist revolutionary group. And the charter of the group is a very important read. I read a few parts of it through a chapter within the book, but the book has additions in the back and the end of them. The Arab Vanguard book, it's only available in Arabic, I believe, from the Center of Arab Unification Studies. But in the end, there's a charter from like 100 pages, and I need to read this sometime in the future. But basically, yeah. So we have the authentic Nasser's organization in Yemen. For much needed positive news, a delegation of high-ranking Saudi officials has basically the Saudis came here to rekindle our friendship. Fuck them. I'm not going to read all of these events. Actually, you can just pause it and read it. Let me open Discord for a bit. And something. Refugees arrived in Sicily for this Libyan civil war. And back to the live chat. Nazbo Bernie Sanders is also fun and cursed, like any Nazbo path and rather. Well, I actually tried a bit of Nazbo Bernie. But it was too much. So let's see. Of course, we have Gaddafi, Libya, and Gaddafi was an asshole to the Arab vanguard. After Sadat took over in Egypt, the Arab vanguard had to flee to Libya as a temporary base of operations and held its second and third nationalist convention in Libya and had Nasserist camps for the cadres of the group in Libya. However, then the Libyan regime threatened the Arab vanguard, told them, you either adopt the Green Book and the Third International Theory, or we're going to wipe Nasserists off the face of the fucking earth. And while some of the leaderships of the Arab vanguard did go with the Gaddafi line, the rest, the majority, went and set up camp in Beirut until 1982 when they had to go to Europe. Hello! Hello and welcome. Glad you could join. So basically we have the communists in the south, Khalifa Haftar, a warlord here. The new Arab Socialist Union syndicalists, which are the closest probably to our line of thought, as Nasrists in Yemen, possibly. And then you have the Islamists, and then you have the liberals. I was just talking, Logan, I was just actually talking about how the Arab vanguard formed and where it operated and such. And how they had the president of Yemen in the 70s as a member. So basically, yes, these guys are our people. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I'll see you soon, though. Take care, Galiots. The thing is about these guys managed to establish the Arab vanguard in Yemen, managed to establish later on during the Ali Abdullah Saleh regime legal commissions to investigate corruption in every field in the country, and it was very successful. So that is very interesting. The work of the Arab vanguard in Yemen, both north and south, was very good. You know, they even fought or wanted to fight against the British. The thing is, after Ibrahim, the Ibrahim al what was his name again? I keep forgetting the name. Ibrahim al-Hamdi regime fell after he was assassinated and couped, possibly by, most likely by the Saudis. Many of the Arab vanguard in Yemen were executed, not as members of the Arab vanguard, however, members of Nasser's organizations, because none of the Arab vanguards were actually apprehended, except maybe in Jordan, but it was under the name of the Libyan vanguard. These guys that were, defected to the Libyan line. But yeah, and they were also executed by the communists in the south. And despite the setbacks, they did manage to do stuff. Do you know any good video games with left-wing messaging? Well, other than nostalgia, of course. But with left-wing messaging, I mean, I wanted to stream Disco Elysium on my channel, which is a very popular RPG game, very story-oriented, and it has a socialist message. Here it was created by Marxists. Unfortunately, it doesn't run on my laptop at all, and it was really saddening to me that I can't play it at all. It's unfortunate, really. The game was a socialist message. I mean, none actually come to mind, really. None come to mind. Because, there is one. Tonight We Riot, which was basically, it's something like Super Mario, but it's like a beat 'em up. And the United Arab Republic dissolves. The Arab Republic of Egypt and the Arab Republic of Syria, unfortunately. Yeah, Tonight We Riot, I basically played the game in its entirety on my channel. There's what's it called? A playlist. If you check in the channel, you'll find the playlist. And Basically, it's tonight we riot. Factory workers rise up and overthrow the capitalist regime establishing socialism. So here's the Syrian Arab Republic under Bashar al-Assad. Wonder what line they'll go. I've heard of Tonight We Riot. In fact, your channel was the first time I heard about the game. Well, thank you. That's actually really nice to hear. Considering the fact that my views there barely got, you know, I barely got any views, while other streamers and YouTubers were getting fucking thousands of views about this game. My my videos were getting disliked all to hell when the dislike button was a thing on YouTube. So it was really frustrating because I really had fun playing the game and had a hard time editing it. Back then I was still using Resolve. And now to avoid all the fiasco of editing because my laptop can't really handle it, I just stream. So basically here we have Syria. The civil war was avoided. Constitutional Convention, the Republican invite, invited Myred, Syrian Royal Army, well, basically capitalism, Islamic monarchy, secular monarchy. You have socialist leanings as a fucking monarchy. Well, basically you have this monarchy over here. You have the Republican Constitution, liberals, conservatives, political balance. Then you have overthrowing Assad. That's the overthrow of Assad, or the generals take over. They go on national syndicalist ideas or Syrian capitalism. We can continue Rifat al-Assad rule, fuck Rifat al-Assad. Syrian Freedom Decree, First Path Congress, Assadism, cult of personality, and you can eventually go down to either Maher taking over or Assad becoming a fucking king. Where's the focus for it? You can go with the National Progressive Front, coalition with communists, or the right wing, or the Democrats. Basically, Americans visit the port of Aden. I will not read this. I don't know this one. Okay. On the other hand, do you like Wolfenstein? I played a little bit of Wolfenstein on my PlayStation 2, but here in Aden, bomb fucking went out. Okay, I'm going to read this. About Wolfenstein, I actually still have a code for Wolfenstein from GOG, and I can't use it. Nobody wants it. I tried to give it away. Nobody wants it. So yeah, Wolfenstein I haven't really played it, but it's like a shoot 'em up game, run and gun. Having left Aden Harbor, the Minister of Finance Saad al-Din Talib was expected to arrive at the nearby airport to return to Sana'a. Report to the president on his progress with the Saudi and American investors. However, reports have now come in that the minister did not reach the airport after his driver took an unfortunate wrong turn, where the two became trapped in an ongoing popular revolution demonstration. With their car being rocked side to side as witnesses recognized the minister inside, the situation soon became life-threatening for the minister and his driver as his driver forced open his door, pulling out his sidearm. An explosion immediately ripped through the crowd as a bomb was detonated that had been attached to the Minister of Finance's car. When the smoke of the burning car wreck rose into the Aden sky, emergency services rushed towards the site, finding the body of Saad al-Din Talib slumped over lifelessly on top of his car, surrounded by his security detail and over 50 protesters. With over 75 now reported dead and a further 37 wounded. The attack has been announced as the worst in recent history, with many eyes now looking towards the Yemeni Socialist Party as the likely actors behind the attack. The children of Yemen weep in pain. My first ever Wolfenstein game that I had played was Wolfenstein 3D on the MI in the US. That's cool. You can inspire a popular revolt, have social support, demand Assad's resignation, rise of the communists, assassinate Asma, down with the president, or the house of al-Assad. Well, I guess after you kill his wife, al-Assad goes crazy. Now the president, meet the Kurds, enshrine socialism, women fighters, petrified minister assassinated, UN council, automation, autonomy, and altruism. Alright, not bad. Widespread protests following the. You can read this, but there's widespread protests following the terrorist attack. We can seek Soviet funding, local elections, military betrayal, Syrian revolution, dictatorship of the proletariat, defend the workers' death. And Arab, holy fucking shit, yeah, no, fuck you. And then you have the far right resurgence. Assassinate Bashar, the Syrian brute, the Baathists, enshrine conservative modernism. Or you can leftist party. Jasmine Council forms between the three liberal groups has to be extended that rally together at some point. Yeah, but I don't think this is actually what the SSMP would do. They're not fucking fascists. I would recommend the alternative history Wolfenstein games. They are really good and based as well. I mean, the fucking blast through Nazis. What's more based from that than that, you know? The new ones are seem to be fun, but you know, I don't think my laptop can handle it. And because my laptop can't handle it, I can't precisely play it, you know? How's our defensive line going? I mean, it was easier. It was easier back when the front line was just this fucking line, not all of this. We have to cover a lot of ground when the Civil War starts. I mean, no, it's good we are defending against the socialists anyway, because it's easier than defending against the. Because they have far more ground than the government. And those winning the Civil War, I hope that the syndicalists win. That would be interesting. What the fuck just happened? How do you have. Okay, this just. I wonder who's going to lead Egypt now. Oh, Amr Musa. Amr Musa, I think, was the head of the Arab League back in the late 90s. It's also the Aden terror investigation. As you can read here, it was Shaykh al Zindani and his Wahhabist, Salafist group. We're going to maintain that the YSP is at fault. Okay, so there's new democracy, social democrats. I mean, it's better than others taking over, but the communists could have also won. It's unfortunate that the UAR broke up like it was. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop when the Civil War starts. The fall of the UAR, they had fresh elections. President Musa, authoritarian democracy, reconciliation councils, Northern Asian Advancement Project on Mines, Welfare program size of the caliphate. Oh. Okay, so that's happened if you're liberal or New Democrat. You get the fucking ISIS to pop up. But if you go down the communist path, nothing happens. Then you have Morsi and a centrist guy. Well, this guy stays in, but nah. Could revive the Muhammad Ali dynasty. But well, the military can maintain a dictatorship with Abdel Fattah Sisi. It's really weird. It's really weird. It's worth researching anything right now when the civil war is about to erupt. Not sure. But screw it. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. And these guys are run by Nasserist. Who's the Sudanese Socialist Union? Alright, let me check. What was the Sudanese party that emerged from the Arab vanguard? Because there was also a party in Sudan that emerged. Need to reopen the book. At first, the Arab vanguard did not have a branch in Egypt. They did not have a branch in Egypt. Because considering the fact that the Arab Socialist Union was, working on that revolutionary level, when it comes to organization, they didn't want to have two different bodies conflicting when it comes to organization. So didn't go down that path. However, after Sadat took over, it became apparent that there is a need for a branch in Egypt. Fall of Qaeda. Basically, the communists have took over. I won't read any other events than the ones that are related to us. Here we go. Yeah, no. In Sudan, it was called الحزب العربي الوحدوي الناصري في السودان, meaning the Arab Unionist Nasserist party in the Arab Unionist Nasserist party, and not the Sudanese Socialist Union. So yeah, these are not the actual authentic Nasserists. And while we're at it, I'm going to just name all the parties that are actually all the Nasserist parties that have emerged from the Arab vanguard. The Arab Democratic Nasserist Party, there's a schism in the tribes. With the fall of Al-Qaeda to the Yemeni Socialist Party, the General People's Congress has renewed their attacks against the effectiveness of the government and the strong stability of the nation. Furthermore, worrying reports that several tribes across Yemen have also begun to shift their allegiance, believing that our government no longer represents their best interests. In an attempt to reassure the tribes, Sadiq al-Ahmar, head of the Hashid Tribal Confederation, has been tasked with ensuring the continued loyalty of various tribes across Yemen. Following meetings with various tribes across the north, Al-Ahmar has reported that the negotiations with the tribes were less than successful. Despite having promised many tribes increased political representation, many have outright rejected Al-Ahmar's promises, believing that the time of Al-Islah is coming to an end. That only through aligning themselves with the General People's Congress will the tribes of Yemen gain true political representation. Already reports of tribal funding to the General People's Congress have been heard within Parliament, leading to many to believe that the decades-long alliance between Al-Islah and the tribes is at last coming to an end. Keep a close eye on them thereafter. So, in Egypt, it is the Al-Hizb al-Arabi Democrat al-Nasiri, the Arab Democratic Nasserist Party. In Lebanon, it's Hizb al-Ittihad, the Union Party. Hizb al-Ittihad al-Shirak al-Arabi in Syria, it's the Socialist Union Party. التنظيم الوحدوي الشعبي الناصري I already told you in Yemen. The organization of the people of the People's Unionist Nasserist Organization. الحزب العربي الوحدوي الناصري في السودان. I've already said about Sudan. الحزب الطليعي الاشتراكي الناصري في العراق. In Iraq it's called the Vanguard Socialist Nasserist Party, and it was founded after 2003. And in Mauritania it's called حزب التحالف الشعبي التقدمي, or the People's Progressive Alliance Party. So these are the actual authentic Nasserist parties that have emerged from the Arab vanguard. Hello there, Nestor. So far, I've only sat on my ass waiting for the fucking civil war to trigger, and the stream will probably end soon. How long have I been streaming? Like, actual question, how long have I been streaming? I'm just waiting for stuff to happen. But once the civil war starts, I think we can do something. Well, they try, but generally speaking, the Arab world has come into a very small, not so lovely bump. But hey, here's hoping Nasserism goes back to the mainstream. Over a fucking hour. I'm tired. I'm tired of sitting on my ass doing nothing all the time. The game is going to act a lot slower because there's Google in the background, and there's OBS running in the background. That's going to be hard. Now, in case I can't really play this game any longer because of how laggy it is, I'm just going to delete all the streams about it, or just say it's discontinued. I'd much rather be playing Rising Kingdoms right now. Oh, Rising Kingdoms. Hizan, Najran, and Asir were Yemeni territory that were taken in 1932 by Saudi Arabia after an invasion, a war that happened. So yeah, it feels like the syndicalists might win. There's a stalemate in the region. I'm just going to send them some guns. It'll help. I mean, I'll need the guns more. I'm on the brink of a civil war over here. When Elizabeth has been humiliated, well, good riddance. It's almost 2 a.m., so I might lose electricity. And maybe have to start from the Civil War next time. Retreat from the south. The Yemeni communists have taken hold and began preparations, as well as the liberals. Should hit the fan now. I feel like the most boring path would be the liberals. The liberals in this game. I wish to stream some Call of Duty Zombies, maybe. But I just want to finish this game fast. What if they're the LDPY? What's the LDPY? Greater Yemen controlling the straits. And yeah, a robbery by the communists. To be honest, long live Yemen! But in a matter of a few minutes, it's going to be hell on earth. I do not think my wall of fortifications is finished. Unfortunately. I'm actually just going to disband these guys. Liberal Democratic Party of Yemen. It's not real, but would be a fun liberal path. Who knows? I'm going to disband these guys. Who needs them anyway? It would at least give me some more manpower, I guess. You can believe Castro's insane idea to make a federation out of South Yemen, Somalia, and Ethiopia. What I know is, once I'm in here, I might just support the Somalians take back all that land. As long as these guys stay out of the fucking war zone. Wasn't there a Bashar al-Assad one? Yes, it is in Syria. If you go through a socialist revolution and kill his wife, Bashar will just go fucking crazy and declares himself king. Salah's ultimatum, this is ours. Following the decision to retreat from the south, the government has now become aware of several desertions by the military stationed in Saba region, where Ahmad Saleh and his Republican Guard have been sent to ensure the continued stability of the region. Furthermore, the General People's Congress elected officials have also disappeared within Parliament, with Parliament being filled with members of Al-Islah. Now the reason behind these desertions has been revealed. In a televised address of the nation, Ahmad Saleh, flanked by both Abdul Malik al-Mikhlafi of the banned Nasserist People's Organization and Abdul Malik al-Houthi of the Houthi movement, publicly announced the formation of a government of national unity, declaring the continued rule of Al-Islah to be illegitimate. To make matters worse, Saleh announced that he had been handed classified information from the National Security Bureau and revealed that Salafists were behind the Adan attack rather than the Yemeni Socialist Party. Saleh concluded by demanding the immediate resignation of our cabinet and for fresh elections to be held, stating that if his demands were not met, he would march on Sana'a in a day and enforce his demands. Damned traitor. And now we're getting close. We are getting close. I wonder if South Yemen would just take, if the communists would simply take the south and seize, then the Nasserists and the communists can have a reapproachment. That would be cool. The battle for Gaza. The deadline for Salah's demand having already passed, with a minority of our cabinet believing the leader of the General People's Congress was bluffing, our army has stood ready for the past few days around Sana'a, prepared for the inevitable advance of the elite Republican Guard. After extending his deadline by 2 days, Salah's advance has now begun, with reports reaching the president that the Yemeni army has engaged the Republican Guard in conflict. The report has left the president at a loss for words, with his cabinet demanding to know what he will do to ensure our victory in the conflict. However, the president has refused to comment, believing that the forces stationed in the region will be more than sufficient to push back the Republican Guard. Military generals on the ground have demanded the authorized use of aerial bombardment on Salah's position, hopefully killing the traitor and forcing his armies to retreat, but no such authorization has been given by the president, who has now fled Sana'a in fear of Salah's victory. The situation is dire, and many believe that the outcome of this conflict will set in stone the front lines for the upcoming fight against Saleh and any more who wish to see our government overthrown. The Republic of Yemen stands united and beats back Saleh's plots. The Republican Guard surrounds Sana'a. And thus, these are our future borders in the conflict.